Yay! Oh my goodness. Welcome everybody. We're so excited you're watching. I know we had some social media technology, so we're recording tonight, but we're posting this in the group. So I hope you're watching the replay. So for those, my name is Jessie Lepicki. This is Jeanette Royal on the call with us tonight. I'm so excited for what we get to share. So for those of us that put these events together, we are actually a part of a healthy living community, a healthy living revolution community, I should say. And we are really just focused on helping people take their health back and focusing on, lifestyle, nutrition, habits that really just promote good health. And, with what we're going to be talking about tonight, I love Jeanette's going to talk about this too. Our biggest organ is actually our skin. So that's one way we can actually help ourselves be a little bit more healthy as well. I'm just going to share really briefly kind of how I came to this place and my brief story with you guys. Like I said, my name is Jessie Lepicki. I'm a nutrition coach. I'm also an OCR athlete. I've been a part of this community now for 2.5 years. And my journey really, what it looks like, I was struggling in my 20s with health. I was overweight. I had very severe and painful acne. I was actually diagnosed with something called PCOS, polycystic ovarian syndrome. And so long story short, I really just learned a little bit about how I can improve my health and, started, eating more whole foods, more whole food plants. And, started to really make those changes. And you guys, I saw so many incredible improvements. I lost weight, my skin cleared up. I don't even wear makeup anymore. And I found out years later that I was able to reverse my PCOS. So needless to say, I was a true believer in the power of plants and whole food eating. But then, years later, I met my husband, he's an OCR athlete, and we really thought we were super healthy. We were counting calories, portion controlling, and with our meals, and we thought we were healthy, but we noticed a lot of things weren't right. We were getting sick a lot. My husband would get yearly sinus infections, and I remember one winter in 2018 I had 4 colds back to back once, and I just couldn't shake it. And so, like I said, we thought we were healthy, but obviously something was missing. And so we were really looking for more ways to really better our health, right? It's always about learning more, ways to better our health, and one more simple change that we can make, right? Just like the group name. But the beautiful part about, when you meet people in your life that share things with you, that's what happened for me. It was a time when I needed it the most. And I learned about this amazing way to flood our bodies with so much incredible nutrition. And it just allowed us to really jet set us into a whole different form of functioning. So, we experience so much less sickness, inflammation. It's just like night and day for us. We have, knock on wood, we haven't had any illnesses, since that winter of 2018. And we're so thankful for it, especially after the year that we've all had, or the 2 years now. But, like I said, I've, been a part of this community now, and it's just been in such an incredible journey. Just being able to be a part of this healthy revolution and meet people like Jeanette and just help people along their journey, just to learn a little bit more. So, how could I not share this with others, knowing what it's done for our family. It's really just about, that mission of paying health forward. That's what we're here to do. So I'm just going to share my screen with you and play a short video for you real fast. Hang on one second. Okay.
We all know how important it is to maintain a balanced diet and healthy lifestyle. But for many of us, getting the nutrition we need is harder than ever. That's why we created Juice Plus. Juice Plus is whole food nutrition made from fruits, vegetables, seeds, and other plant-based ingredients. It helps you bridge the gap between what you should eat and what you do eat. Juice Plus makes healthy living easier and jumpstarts your journey to better health so you can get more out of life. Our 4 capsule blends are packed with whole food nutrition from over 33 plant-based ingredients, conveniently packaged and chosen to be as close to nature as possible. They're also vegan and gluten-free, designed for any lifestyle. Our fruit blend gives you the variety of a farmer's market with just one quick addition to your daily routine. Our vegetable blend helps you feel confident that you're giving your body the nutrition it needs. Our berry blend is always in season, giving you the boost you need from a variety of berries and other plant-based ingredients any time of year. And our vegan omega blend rounds out your routine with 5 plant-based omega fatty acids that skips the fish and goes straight to the algae for the true source of omega-3. When taken together, our blends can conveniently help build a solid nutritional foundation for a healthier lifestyle. How do we pack all these nutrients into convenient-to-use capsules? Our Juice Plus products start where all great nutrition begins, fresh on the farm. Our fruit, vegetables, berries, seeds, and algae are all sourced with great pride under the highest standards in order to provide the finest quality plant ingredients. Our unique farm-to-capsule processes bring that goodness into our Juice Plus blends while protecting those valuable nutrients inside. Our strict quality control measures deliver great whole food nutrition in our convenient capsules. And Juice Plus has supported independent clinical research by leading academic experts for more than 25 years, which leads to the enormous peace of mind packed in our capsules. Let's face it, it's hard to get enough of the good stuff. With Juice Plus, the journey to a healthier lifestyle doesn't have to be complicated, and we help you keep it simple. When you add Juice Plus to your routine, you get more of the nutrition you need so you can get more out of life. Let the good from within inspire a new you. Jumpstart your journey to better health today with Juice Plus.
Yay. Oh my God, I just love that video. It's my favorite. And I know she was going to share her beautiful story with us. I can't wait for y'all to get to hear from her. She's just incredible. So take it away, girly.
Okay, so my name's Jeanette Royal. As Jessie said for her story, over the years, co-workers and family members, when we talk about like what we took to lunch and how we're eating, they would always say, "Oh, you guys eat so healthy, you eat so healthy." And I'm like, and I thought like, not really. Like I may have a packed lunch, full of all plant-based and beans and protein and sprouts and stuff like that. But then I wouldn't eat breakfast, or I'd eat dinner late, so although I like eating, I liked eating good, healthy stuff, it's not enough. Like you gotta drink your water. And fortunately, I like water plain, like a lot of people flavor it. I was always fine with drinking water plain, which is a good thing. But, especially what happened in this last 18 months with COVID, it kind of had me thinking, I want to do better for myself. Not only, I make things that I know that are good for me when I put on my body, but I wanted to consume more plants and do it from my own house. So I know exactly what nutrients, go either in the soil or in my case, the tower that I invested in. And so, I want to do better. And I know I don't get all my fruits and vegetables in a day. Some days I overkill with them, but some days I don't. So, not too long ago, I decided, let me try the capsules. And what was nice for me is that just like, just about every ingredient we're going to use tonight, I can read the label and I know exactly what's in it. It's not a lot of stuff, a lot of fillers, a lot of chemicals, crap that I don't want to put in my body, because then I might as well not take it. So just turning a new leaf, just trying to be healthier on the inside and outside.
Love it. I'm so proud of you, girl.
And, for years ago, I stopped using antiperspirant. We're going to talk about 3 things today. DIY shampoo, deodorant, and toothpaste. And one of the reasons I started looking for ways that I can make my own is first product and then second economics. So there were products that didn't have aluminum. I know I don't want to name any names, but a lot of companies out there would make deodorant without, they were just deodorant. They didn't stop you from sweating because that's what the body's supposed to do to cool you off. But then they were like $13. And I'm like, that's just crazy. And I turn it over, look at the ingredients, and I'm like, I can do that myself. And I know it's fresh because I make it in small batches. And I just started experimenting. I started, YouTubing it and just researching the ingredients to see, is that really good? Like, I know they use it, but what's the purpose? Like, is it just for fluff for the product, or is it actually going to help my hair or my underarms or my teeth? So, that's what I do. And at first it's interesting. My husband would just look at me and shake his head, but he is a true believer in deodorant. He still does not use my toothpaste, and he's bald, so he doesn't use my shampoo. But he does use a deodorant religiously. That's like, we don't buy deodorant in this house. So yeah, I feel better that I'm, putting good stuff on my skin.
I love it.
People are like, what do you use in the shower, Bronner's? What do you use? Like that. I don't use like Bath and Body Works and all that stuff. Years ago I did, but I can't even stomach the smells. There's so much perfume in that stuff. I can't even do it anymore. So just try to do better, live better.
Love it. I'm so proud of you. This is awesome. I'm so excited to learn how to make all of this too. I know my husband, I love how you said he kind of your husband rolls his eyes too. My husband was the same way from day one when we got started with Juice Plus too, but he praises it now. We're both so thankful. And I know he was just saying he has a hard time with deodorant too. And I love that you said that this works for your husband. So I'm trusting it. If it works for him, I know it.
And I actually, I probably shouldn't say this because this is being filmed, but like, I'll get up in the morning, you wash up and you get ready for the day. And like, maybe I didn't put deodorant on. Like, a couple hours later, my husband's like, he's like, Jeanette, go put your deodorant.
Well, it's funny you say that. I actually stopped using deodorant for the longest time. And I, only when I'm eating bad, only when I'm eating processed crap, do I notice the smell when I'm eating, worse things, not as healthy as I should be eating.
Yeah.
But I'm not as smelly, anymore. And I think
healthier you eat.
Like, our body is supposed to detox right there.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Yeah. So, when, the few times he reminds me, because I'm the sweater. He sweats, but I sweat like he sits like a man. So anyway, but I don't, 99% of the time I do put it on, and it works. So.
Love it.
Yep.
What are we starting with today? Or the first?
We're going to start with, why don't we start? I think let's start with, we can start with the shampoo. Let's start with the shampoo. Okay. So I know you posted the ingredient list, and we'll go in order. And what we're going to do, you can put it in a bowl or anything you want just to mix it up, and then you can store it in whatever container, you're going to store your stuff in. I always store my stuff in glass. I just, I like glass. And if I use a metal lid, I make sure it's coated so it never rusts. But it just works for me. So the first ingredient we're going to put in is Castile soap. This is the one I use. And Castile soap has, there's a baby scent, a baby one. There's a lavender one. It's peppermint, but all the oils in this product are all, it's not synthetic oils. It's all like, complete essential healthy oils. And the reason we put this in there is to give you that bubbles, the foam. When people wash their hair, they want some of that foam. And then peppermint, of course, peppermint is stimulating for your scalp, and it's in here. So you're getting like, you could possibly be getting a double dose if you add peppermint oil later. And I usually add rosemary oil. So we're going to use,
if I should get scented or not. Okay, good to know. So
yeah, they have unscented, they have lavender, they have tea tree, and I like peppermint. Like I shower with
peppermint too. I love that in the shower. I got unscented, but I'm going to add some peppermint. But I'll know that for next time. I'm going to use.
Yep. So we need half a cup of that. Let me measure a cup here. Forgot that. So we're going to put a half a cup. Now this here, it's vegan, natural, eco-friendly, free of fillers and chemical irritants that you find in commercial shampoos. This stuff doesn't have any sulfates or any of the stuff that you can't pronounce. It's just good stuff for you. So we're going to use.
You're not even going to mix it into a bowl to stir it. You're just pouring it right into your.
No, I am because I know this is not all going to fit in my little one. I always put it like in two. So I mix it, but you can, if your jar is big enough, you can put it right in the jar and shake it up.
Got it.
So then coconut milk. We're going to use 1.5 cups of coconut milk. It's a little less than a can. I always use organic. If something is made in an organic form, I get it because I know all the, a lot of people may not realize why farmers use all the stuff for the fields. It's not only to keep the bugs off, but in the case of like wheat, it helps dry the crops quicker. And then that's why they always say stuff like oatmeal. If there's one grain that you can get, that you should get organic, it should always be oatmeal because it's so heavily sprayed to help it dry out for the process. So like, like I said, if they make an organic form, I get organic. But coconut milk helps hair growth by stimulating hair follicles, and it's very moisturizing. I know a lot of people, and we're going to use a little coconut oil too, but like sometimes I have a little container because I don't want to contaminate my big one. A little container like this or a glass, and I'll keep some coconut oil in and I'll put it on my face, just straight coconut oil. I'll put it on my skin, like after I've been in the sun, and it feels good. And I know it's not full of bad stuff.
Quick question. So you know how they talk about the Coke? I'm using a can of coconut, by the way.
Oh, yeah, me too. Me too.
So
Yeah,
a full fat. It's like the top part is super thick.
Stir it up really good, and then measure out 1.5 cups. Yeah.
Thank you.
And honestly, I use the whole can. The whole can is a little more than 1.5 cups, but I don't mind having more coconut milk in my shampoo.
Woo-hoo.
And then we're going to use after that 1.5 cups of it says 1.2, but it's actually 1 point. It should be 1.5 cups of purified water. We have a filter on our refrigerator, so I'm not sure what other people have. You could use distilled, you could use filtered, you could use purified water that you buy in the store if you want. But the reason a lot of DIY recipe calls for will call for distilled, or purified. They don't want all the chemicals, and you don't want chlorine in it. So a lot of people don't have a filter that takes that out. So that's why, they kind of go one step forward and. Okay, so that's water. I don't need, everybody knows water's good for you. Then apple cider vinegar is going to be next. And that's, it's rich in vitamins and minerals, good for your hair, has vitamin C, B, and has some of alpha hydroxy acid, which helps exfoliate your scalp skin. Anti-inflammatory, which will help, can help if you have dandruff. So it's just a teaspoon of that. And we're not talking about hair rinses on here, but I found years ago, and come to find out my aunt and my grandmother did this as well. They use apple cider vinegar to rinse your hair after your final wash. It helps to detangle. And a lot of people are like, yeah, but I don't want my hair smelling like vinegar, but it doesn't. You rinse it out. And when I broke, because my hair is naturally curly, so it's full of tangles. And that just like sleeks it out. And I literally go through a couple combs and my tangles are gone. So I love rinsing with apple cider vinegar as well.
I'm gonna say the vinegar is the same as when have you ever heard that too? If you have like a weird smell in your dryer or your washer, in the dryer, you put a little vinegar on a rag and throw it in the dryer, and your clothes don't smell like vinegar, but it takes away the smell, and it works every time for me. I love that.
And I even since you went to a dryer, I stopped using dry sheets so many years ago. First, the cost, and I didn't want my clothes so perfumey, and just the chemicals. So I bought wool balls, and I'll put some peppermint oil on, not peppermint, lavender oil, or whatever I want my clothes to, that nice fresh scent. And I throw it in so the balls help my clothes dry faster. And I have this scent, which is in a natural form instead of, not good for you.
I can't wait to hear about the next ingredient.
Oh, my favorite. A teaspoon of coconut oil. Now that you're going to have to, after you measure and put in a food safe, microwave safe. I mean, if you have time, you can put it over a double boiler, but I usually just mic it then I just look through the microwave to see that it's melted. And then I pour that in. But the lauric acid and coconut oil has nourishing properties. And I think anybody that scooped it in and put it on their face or their elbows knows that. And it's prone to soak into the strands of your hair, absorbs into your hair quickly, providing moisture to tame frizz and heal breakage. And sometimes I'll smother it on my hair and put a cap on, and I just leave it in overnight and wash it off. It's just, I figure my hair is only going to absorb as much as it can absorb, and then it can't like be too much. So I do that every so often, and just to get a little bit of extra.
I'm gonna grab a mason jar. Hang on 1 second. Got my water boiling for our next projects. So, oh yeah, and how do you say it?
Fenugreek.
Smells so good.
Well, it's used in Indian cooking a lot. If you frequent Indian restaurants, you'll smell this there. Like you may not have known that that's what you were smelling, but yeah, it's they have seeds that you can buy it ground. Yeah, I love the smell of it. At first I was like, that's different. But I've grown to, I really like the smell of it. It just tastes fresh and, good.
Yeah, I bet it helps make the shampoo smell so good too.
So that helps to rebuild and strengthen your hair shaft. Great source of protein and amino acids, loaded with B6, magnesium, and it's a hidden Indian spice, like the garam masala, and there's a whole bunch of them that are big in Indian cooking. And a lot of their food is plant-based anyway.
So you can cook with this too.
Oh yeah, it's absolutely for cooking.
That's awesome.
I haven't come across too many recipes, but I have a few that I've made that use that.
Okay, you'll have to post them in the group, or maybe put it in the comments. That would be helpful. Yeah, I want to try it.
And then who doesn't love? So this is our last ingredient. Who doesn't love rosemary oil? Oh, it's just, and I love rosemary and peppermint together. But like peppermint, it's has antimicrobial. It stimulates hair growth, premature graying and dandruff. It's just strengthens circulation. So it's just, and I have on here 1 teaspoon. I put, you put to however strong you want it to smell.
Okay.
I don't measure. I just shake until I get tired of shaking. And in this, because there's peppermint oil in the bronzers, you don't really need it. But if you use like plain bronzers, but again, you could, you can use any kind of oil, that you like. And it just smells so good. I just think it smells so good. Lovely.
Funny, I got the here it is. I got the unscented bronzers, which I wish I had the peppermint. I wish.
Yeah, because it has oil in it. It has the essential oil already in it, which is nice.
Some peppermint to the smell too. And rosemary.
And then when you're done, you just pour it in whatever vessel you want. I do not refrigerate mine. I know people that make this that do refrigerate it. I do not. I don't like my shampoo cold.
Should I whisk it?
Oh yeah, you can whisk it. I went and grabbed a whisk. It just helps it mix, evenly. And this will last you know, on your bathroom counter or your sink, wherever you wash your hair. I don't wash my hair every day. Every other day in the summer, maybe, when it, you know, nowadays, not so much, but this well, it makes like 2 of these. I never had to go bad. I always go through it before it's, you know, before too much time goes by.
I love it. I don't wash my hair often either. I maybe like once or twice a week. Yep. Okay, mine's all
You sort of make sure you get all that fenugreek powder. Sometimes it likes to just hang out in there.
yeah, that's what's happening. I'm whisking it. It's getting it though. It's getting there. Oh, this smells so good though. I can't wait to try it. I'll wash it in the morning because it needs it tonight.
And I just, and I, like I said, I always rinse with apple cider vinegar, like maybe a 1/4 cup and the rest with the, you know, a little mug over a cup of warm water and pour it over my hair and all the tangles are gone.
What do you keep your apple cider vinegar in the shower? What do you keep it in?
No. If I'm gonna wash my hair, I'll come, because I keep my apple cider vinegar in the refrigerator. You know, they say once you open it, has to be in the refrigerator.
Oh.
So I'll just come get a little in a cup and fill it up with warm water and then put it in the refrigerator.
I didn't know that. I actually never refrigerated mine ever, even opened.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't do my white distilled. Now, you know, this one does not say it, so maybe some do and some don't. I just always did. I don't know.
Better safe than sorry, I'm sure. Yeah. All right, and then you pour it into your container.
Mhm.
I'm gonna do it.
And you can always, depending on how thick you want it, you could always decrease the water. I wouldn't decrease the coconut milk, but you could do half of that of water, and that would be fine. Doesn't have to be as. And before I use it, I just shake it. And it's just it's nice.
I'm making a mess, of course. Ooh. Maybe I should pour it in something first. This is not the right bowl for this, but that's okay.
It's all good.
Oh, you
I don't mind making a mess when it's going to be a healthy output.
I overflowed my bottle. Oops.
Oh.
This is fun. I love this. All right, I'm gonna put it.
This is what I was doing last night. Making tomato jam.
Oh my gosh, I love it.
Yeah, I just
that's
experimented in there. And then I actually bought some sweet potatoes to make one of the recipes that was posted.
Oh.
The recipe, I think it was sweet potato soup.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Gosh, I was gonna make the cauliflower one today, but I didn't have time. But I do want to make one of those. Oh my gosh, they're so good. And who doesn't love a good crock pot recipe, right?
Oh, I love them. I use my slow cooker all the time. I have this vegan.
Looks like this. If you see it in a clear jar.
Yeah, and then just take it before you use it. Yeah.
Even better.
I love it. And if you like more rosemary, if you want that stronger, oh, it's so good. It's so good.
All right, what's next?
Okay, so now we're going to move into our toothpaste. And this does not have fluoride. I know some people love their fluoride. I don't. Yeah. I stopped using fluoride years ago, not gotten any cavities. I still say, you know, part of good oral health, mouth health is flossing. Yeah. Brushing often. I swear by that. So,
do you do coconut oil pulling? Do you do that?
I tried that years ago, and I put the required amount in my mouth, and I'm swishing around, and I could never keep it in very long. I had so much saliva that formed. I felt like I was choking. But I know a lot of people that do it. Do you do it?
I haven't. I've wanted to try it though. It's on my list.
Yeah, it's supposed to pull out all the impurities from your gums and help gum health. And yeah, it's just supposed to be really good for your mouth.
Whew, hot. I made a mess. I was trying to get it off my my cutting board, but it feels so good. I was having to rake it in. It feels really good.
Yeah, I do love it. I love it. I wish my husband had hair so he could experience it too, but he doesn't. So yeah, but so this one, what I like about this one, and actually I have another one, but I didn't share that. I have another one that uses it uses the Indian heel, the black clay. No, this isn't it. This isn't it. It's I have another one. You know how you go to the store and you buy the organic and it's black? It's black black toothpaste. And what it is, it's the charcoal. This is what I use. So I make this toothpaste, but I'll make sometimes a batch of with this here, and it's black. So it's very similar to what you buy in the store and you pay $13 for. You can make that at home yourself too.
Okay.
Coconut activated charcoal powder.
All right. So what's next? I'm ready.
Okay, so for the toothpaste, so the first thing, what's nice about this, everything is parts. So when I make it, when I'm running, if I have some, I'll make one part. But if I'm out, then I'll like double it because I use it 2-3 times a day.
Okay.
So it's always one part. So tonight I'm gonna use a tablespoon. So my measure is gonna be a tablespoon. You might want to do the same, that way, you can see if you like it, you haven't wasted a lot if you don't. So the first thing is calcium carbonate. This is what I use here. There's 2 ways to get this. You can get it where it's from, where it's made from, where is it? I should know this.
And I wish I had checked with you about this first, but I
Yeah.
thought this
You
one.
can get this. This here is from pure limestone. You can buy where it's made from pure limestone, or you can get this made from the ocean. And so it's just people who are like vegans they'll go with this that's derived from limestone instead of the ocean. Either one, but this is the one I use.
About where mine is from, it doesn't specify.
See, this one says is derived from 99% pure limestone. But I do know you can get it from limestone or you can get it from the ocean.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'll know that for next time. I'll use this one for now.
Yeah, and this, yeah. So 3 parts calcium. So this here, it gently cleans and whitens your tooth enamel. It's also aids in remineralizing or reversing the effects of tooth decay while supporting healthy bones and enamel. Now, people say, well, if your tooth is damaged, like there's, depends on what kind of damage, you can't reverse that. But there are a lot of products that can help remineralize what you have. Whatever you have left, it can help strengthen. I know there's like Pro Enamel, touts to doing that and some other things. And there are good ingredients in those. And this is pretty much in all toothpaste anyway. But then they add a whole bunch of other stuff that I don't like. They'll have for sweetener, we're going to use xylitol, which is not bad for you. And that's just used for sweetener. If you don't need it, if you don't mind the taste of what we make tonight without anything in it, that's just something, a natural sweetener that you're not using saccharin and NutraSweet and all that stuff. You don't want regular sugar because you don't want to decay your teeth.
Right.
So
Question.
I'm going to put
3 parts, but you're just doing
tablespoon.
3 tablespoons?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, good.
Yeah, I'm going to put 3 tablespoons.
Got it.
Of this. Now, I don't know about your container, but my container has it says, you have to, you don't want to have eyes, and you want to make sure that the powder doesn't puff up in your respiratory system. It's just the way that product is. So, and I just put it in here and keep moving. And then baking soda, helps to remove plaque, neutralizes plaque acid more effectively. And if baking soda is good, but you gotta be careful and have it diluted because it can really weaken your teeth. So it has good properties, but if you use it a lot of people open a box of baking soda, stick their toothbrush in or put it out and straight Yeah, a lot of people, and some people never have a problem, and some people it gets very sensitive. So
I've been sensitive. Oh my gosh, that's so
yeah,
interesting.
yeah.
My grandmother grew up that way because they were so poor. They didn't have toothpaste. So that's what they did. They would brush their teeth with baking soda.
Yeah.
And so that's what she taught me growing up too. Every time, I wanted to whiten my teeth, I would just do it right away. And I have not been able to eat ice cream ever.
Yeah, certain things will make your teeth more sensitive, but realize too that I think like my grandmother, back in the day, even when I was growing up, and I was born in the 60s, and there weren't as many chemicals in the food as there is now. So even though like my grandmother used straight baking soda, her diet was better because they couldn't afford canned goods full of crap or frozen food and Hungry Man. Like they ate fruits, vegetables, and meats. And then even the fruits and vegetables, they weren't sprayed with Monsanto stuff back then. It was just different. Right. You could pick up something and eat it and not worry that it was going to grow a third leg. So now we're here. So 1 part baking soda. So let me do my baking soda.
And while you're doing that, do I need to be letting the beeswax pellets melt?
Oh, no. Just make sure your pot is simmering.
Okay.
We'll put the pot on top of it, and then you can turn the heat up to high and it will melt everything. It'll be fun.
Okay, cool. Thanks.
Yeah. So the next part is a part xylitol. It's a way of adding sweetness without feeding bacteria in your mouth. While mouth bacteria feeds off sugar, it is unable to metabolize xylitol, so its growth is reduced. And so again, if you were to make this and taste it and you were good, you wouldn't even have to use this. You could save yourself the cost of but I like it. I like it a little sweet. Just like I add peppermint because it reminds me of regular toothpaste, and I love, peppermint, that minty sensation in my gums. And then 1 part is salt. It acts as a surface abrasive. It can damage your teeth if you use it again, like all by itself. You just have to, and they recommend you could use, and that's what I do. I make a batch of the white one that if I'm like running upstairs to brush my teeth before we go out or something, or after I've eaten lunch and I'm home. But at night is when I use the charcoal toothpaste because that's a gooey goppy and it takes a minute to, I just sit there and I'm looking like, like The Walking Dead or something. So that's not a quick in the bathroom. I have to invest, 5-10 minutes to brush my teeth when I use that one. But so salt, 1 part salt. And I would use anything with iodine. I don't, some people love iodine. I don't like iodine. I get, I just cut it out my diet, but I use Celtic most times. But this real salt here is made in America, which I love. So is Celtic. Well, no, Celtic is not. But I like this. It's good. It has, good minerals in it and stuff. So I figure I get it.
Is this going to be like a powder and you just wet?
No, we're going to add water slowly.
Okay.
And we're going to add the mineral.
Okay.
And we're going to add that slowly. And this is for remineralizing too. So now you can add your 5 to 6 drops of your mineral trace, and you could add 10 if you want. This is not what is going to make it come together. You're going to add water slowly. And I remember the first time I did this, I have a little dropper here and I'm like, I'm not doing that. I'll just put a couple, no, it ended up being like soup. You really have to do it slowly. And then I have a little baby spatula and I put a little water in slowly because once you add the peppermint oil, it's almost gonna make it even waterier. So you gotta be real careful because you can always add, you can't take water out.
Okay.
So I just add.
We'll start with 6 and go from there.
Yeah, well, no, see, the mineral drops, you add that, like 6 drops, but now you start adding water. And I just put like a dropper full of water in, and I start stirring it around. And it doesn't look like it's a lot of water, but once you start moving around, just like when you're making a cake, if you go slow, you can always add more. You can't take it out if you put too much in.
So how many drops of water? Just go slow.
Yeah, I just put like a drop or 4. I don't even know. I don't know if that's half a teaspoon. I mean, you're going to need a little bit to get it around, but once it starts coming together, just add, a little less each time, just so that it doesn't become too liquidy. Oh, I just broke my spatula. Look at that.
Baby spatula. I have a big one.
Oh, I can't even tell you how long I had that. Oh my gosh. I had these are actual Tupperware. I had these since 1996.
Wow.
When I sold Tupperware.
It works well. Yep.
Yeah, I like to say I take care of my stuff. I have some Tupperware that doesn't even look like it was used. I never put it in the microwave. I just use it for its intended purpose. And as my husband says, because I'm cheap. And I said, no, I just value stuff,
Yeah.
I don't like to throw away stuff. I try to take care of stuff.
That way. And her mom, she said, if you don't take care of what you have, you'll never have anything. That's what she said, Jesse.
That's right. So if you can see here, see the consistency of this here? It looks like putty.
Yes.
At this point, I would stop, because when you add your well, that's the wrong one. I was going to put tea tree in. That wouldn't be so good. So I never explained. So the trace minerals, again, it has calcium, magnesium, phosphorus. It adds more. It just helps to strengthen your teeth. Honestly, it helps to remineralize them and reverse some cavities, or kind of stop them at bay. It's antiviral, antibacterial, and antimicrobial. Okay, peppermint oil, same thing. And we all, peppermint oil, people rub it on their, they use this in conjunction with clove oil. If you have a toothache, you can rub clove oil on your finger and rub it right on your tooth, and you don't have to use the, the products you buy in the store that have so many ingredients you can't even pronounce. This is the same antimicrobial, and it just makes it taste good. This, you don't have to put this in, but it makes it taste good. It kind of reminds you of the toothpaste that you grew up on, if that matters. Yeah. I like the minty taste.
Oh, it's not bad. Toothpaste was good.
And then, sometimes I found I don't put as much peppermint oil in it as I did in the very beginning.
Okay.
Because it was a little strong on my teeth. My gums were a little sensitive because it was a little too strong. So I just put like 3 or 4 drops, and
look at that. It made
I know.
Made a little bit.
I know, just enough for like a little, but like I said,
it's fresh.
Double it, and it will fit nicely into a 4 ounce, and I love it. I keep one at work. I keep, one upstairs. I keep one downstairs if I want to brush my teeth when I'm down here.
How many drops of peppermint do you actually put in?
I put like 3 drops of peppermint oil, because peppermint oil is very strong.
I definitely put way too much then, but that's okay. It'll be my first time.
Yeah. And see, this doesn't, like this, the parts I use, the tablespoon, it doesn't even give you, this is a 4 ounce mason jar. It only gives you not even half. So it's not a lot, but again, I'm the only one in this house, unfortunately, that uses it. My husband hasn't
come to the dark side.
He uses his pro enamel, but there's just so many reasons. I like, and then there's a self-sufficiency, I
gotta grab my charger. Hang on.
Where's my lid for this? Okay.
Having a mess over here. My computer is going to die, so I needed to charge it.
Yeah, I made sure I plugged, even if it's charged, when it's not plugged in, it's not as bright. I feel that's why I always like plugging it in. It just seems brighter.
Oh, this was fun. I like the toothpaste. I'm excited to try this again.
I love the toothpaste. I really do.
I kind of want to try it now. Ooh,
yeah.
You're right. That peppermint is a lot.
Yes, yeah, you can, yeah, just, next time, and honestly, like, I've actually, like, when I made it too, when I added too much water, then I just add back all the dry ingredients and just make it a double, and I don't need to add more water or add more peppermint oil if I added too much
Oh,
peppermint.
now my husband can't complain that my breath stinks, so
That's right.
he'll be real powerful. That was cool.
Yeah,
I like this.
it's sneezy.
All right.
And this year I bought this. This came in this is a 5-pound bag, right? And it came in 2 5-pound bags, but it like expires like never. And I figured, it's what I could find when I started doing it, but I've used it so much. Like, this bag is halfway done, and I just keep I keep making it over and over. So, it never.
And it's fresh when you make it too.
Mm-hmm.
Because it doesn't make much, so you get to make it fresh. Yeah. All right. So I'm gonna go ahead and I guess we're gonna do the deodorant.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna put my beeswax. How much?
Okay, so the first thing, so no, we're gonna start with shea butter. So
Okay, yeah, because we have to melt that first, right?
no, I don't even have it on the stove. I have it just on my chopping block. I measure everything here, and then I'll bring it over to the stove.
Oh wow, that's so cool.
Yeah.
Is this bowl okay? It's small enough. It's small.
Oh yeah, it's fine. It doesn't make, it makes enough for like a pint, half a pint, and maybe a little bit more of a mason jar.
Good on time too. We have like 10 minutes left. Well, we'll go a little over. That's okay. No, that's totally fine. I think this is worth it. This is so cool. Thank you for doing this, Jeanette. This is such a blessing to ask.
Fun. I love stuff like this. I love sharing my good stuff.
It's so nice of you to do.
Somebody else shared, and I follow a lot of, and then I just look and see what, like if I wanted more emollient, like the first time I used this here, made it, I wanted mine to be, it only called for shea, but I love cocoa butter. So when you do the quarter cup, I always add a little cocoa butter because this is going under my arms, and I want it to be nice and moisturizing. And I noticed that when I added a little bit of the cocoa butter as well, I can use it right after I shave my underarms.
Oh yeah.
Because it's so moisturizing that the baking soda and the arrowroot powder don't like irritate it. That's why I just added more. So the shea butter, like cocoa butter, it's just emollient, it's moisturizing. It's people use it straight raw. All my stuff is raw here. And it's just, I put it on my face. I'll put this in cocoa butter, like interchangeably on my face. And it's a good moisturizer, especially when you're going to add, the other things that can be a little
Harsh. Yeah.
yes. Then 6 tablespoons of coconut oil. It's great base for deodorant because it kills fungi, yeast and bacteria, helps neutralize odor. So we need 6 tablespoons of that.
I'm still getting my shea butter out of the I had to measure it and press it in. Oh, this is fun. I love doing this. This is like so soothing too.
1, 2, 3.
All right, so that's that. And then what's next?
6 tablespoons of coconut oil.
Got it. And we're on deodorant. Okay, yeah, got it. 6 tablespoons.
And I know people that swear by, I've never tried it, honestly, I should, but that swear by, they just put their hand in and get coconut oil and put it straight under the underarms. They don't use anything else, just coconut oil. And it works for them. I'm like, I'm thinking it might not work for me. I don't know if it would, but maybe I've never tried it. I guess I have to try it one day. this here.
All right, I have Stephen. I ran out of coconut oil, but I use it upstairs for my body too. So
Yeah,
I'll send him to go get it for me.
I get this big one here from Costco.
Oh, I used to have that one.
Doesn't expire to 3/30/2022, and I use it for cooking. This would be the only oil that I would use, this and olive oil. But when I make certain things, my husband's like, you put coconut oil in it, right? And I'm like, babe, you know, coconut is my favorite fruit of all time, followed by pineapple and mango. Yes, I use coconut oil. And he's like, can you just use olive oil because it's so overpowering? And I said, but it's good. So I use it more for myself. And you know what's good with coconut oil? You can put when you make your smoothies, you could drop like a teaspoon of coconut oil in your smoothies.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's very nutritious, but it's good for you. Yeah. So while you're doing that, the next one is 3 tablespoons of beeswax pellets. Again, incredibly moisturizing, can help protect the skin from dryness, because we're going to be putting baking soda and arrowroot powder under our arms. So you want it to work to keep you from smelling, but you also want it to be moisturizing too. So that's an easy one. Are you in your coconut oil?
I am. I finished it. Yes.
Don't wash it off. It's good for your skin.
Anything. I'm like, hang on. I had too much. Hang on. I didn't wash it all off.
And then, so the beeswax now, so you do 3 tablespoons of that, and then I'll wait.
Okay.
We're almost.
I went ahead and did that while I was waiting on the coconut.
Okay.
Good there. Thank you though.
So now this calls for 10 tablespoons of baking soda. I do 8, and I increase my arrowroot to, instead of doing 2, I'll add more arrowroot. I find that they both help to absorb your sweat, you know, to keep you dry. But for me, 10 tablespoons, it was just a little too caustic for my arm. So I decreased my baking soda to 8, and then I did 4 of the arrowroot powder. And that's what works for me. Some people may not bother them. Oh, wait, did you pour it in yet?
Nope.
Okay, good, stop. Yeah, we don't put the powder in until we melt this. So we're gonna go put this on our.
That's a good idea.
Yeah. Duh. I knew I was rushing something. Yeah, we melt all those ingredients, and then we add the baking soda and the arrowroot powder. So while that's melting, we can get another container and measure out our baking soda and our arrowroot powder.
Okay. That makes sense though. So cool. I need to take some pictures. Everyone's like, what are you doing? All right. So we have, before my phone dies, I have 4%. Okay, 8 tablespoons baking soda. I hope I have enough of that. If I don't have enough,
How much do you have?
2, let's see, 3, I thought I had enough. 4, 5,
you're close enough.
6,
Okay,
7.5.
that's fine. That's fine. Now, do you have arrowroot powder?
I do. I have plenty of that.
Oh, good. Then just make up the difference there.
Okay, cool.
Just so long as you have a total of 10 and 2, so 12. So if you have, just add more arrowroot. I prefer to add more arrowroot powder to mine. Like I said, it's better for my underarms.
There we go. And then you wait for that to melt.
Mm-hmm.
And then you'll add this to it.
Yep. Then we add the powder, and then we'll take it off the stove
And add the oils.
Today, I'm going to use.
Can't you add the oils right there in the stove too, or you want it?
No, take it off. Take it off the heat. Okay. Yeah, because you don't want to. You take it off the heat for like a minute just to kind of bring it down the temperature. You don't want to ruin the oils. But one thing I have noticed is that anything that's real acidic, like bergamot, which some people don't realize it's a fruit.
Yeah.
And I grew up drinking Earl Grey tea and never knew that it was from a fruit. Orange oils, grapefruit oils, lime oils. If you put them under your arm, it can be a little rough.
Ooh.
And also, if you're going sleeveless in the summer and you lift your arms up, because you don't want the sun to react to and burn your skin.
Got it.
So I don't use those. I'll use like today.
Plus, right after shaving, I bet it's raw and
yeah.
It's just like getting in the ocean. Acidic.
Yeah.
It will burn. Yeah. Interesting.
So mine is melted.
Okay.
So I'm gonna go pour my powder, my dry stuff in here. Until it's all the way mixed.
Yeah.
As soon as it's incorporated good, you can turn the heat off. And then, bring it over to your board or whatever.
And then add the oils.
Huh?
And then add the oils, right?
Yeah. And then you can add the oil. Like I always use tea tree, but tonight I'm going to use frankincense too. It's more a masculine smell, but my husband likes anything I put in it. He likes lavender. It doesn't matter. But, and then you put that in as you want. Oh, I love tea tree oil under my arms. Just, just a couple drops. You just to give it some smell for you.
That's good. I have frankincense. I'll use that one for Stevens when I make his.
Mm-hmm.
He'll like that. And I would think the tea tree oil is there for
Antimicrobial.
Yeah, that.
Yeah.
I remember my grandfather used to
has the same. It's like peppermint oil. It's keep bacteria from your underarms, because that's what it is. Bacteria that it's under your arms that make you smelly.
My grandfather used to use it when he had a toe fungus. He would pour tea tree oil on it. I remember that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so now that I've done the oils, I mix the dry with the wet.
Oh, you put the oils in already?
Uh-huh.
Oh,
sorry.
That's okay. So while it was still on the stove, but that's fine. You can add it doesn't matter. It's just oil. You can add in your powder now.
Okay.
And then I use a whisker just to make sure it's nice and incorporated. And and then I just, I wait a few minutes, not too long, because I don't want it to start solidifying, and then I pour it in my, my glass jars. And I usually pour it in, the little, 2 ounce, because that's big enough for him and for me, you know, to grab in there and get our deodorant.
And you share yours?
No, I share it with him, but his own container.
I got it.
In my container.
I love it. Y'all are cute. I can't wait to meet you guys in person one day.
Huh?
I said, I can't wait to meet you guys in person.
Oh,
one
of
day.
course. I know, that will be good.
I hate that you're coming.
Well, I'm gonna see you next week.
You're coming?
Yeah, I said I was coming.
The conference?
No, not to conference. No, aren't you having something at your house?
Yes.
I responded yes and yes. There was 2 things you asked.
I forgot about it already. Oh, I'm glad you're coming. Oh, that makes me so happy. Yay. That'll be, and bring your husband. Yes.
I will try to get him to come.
This was easy. Oh my gosh. So this is a little, so I'm going to put it in this size container, right? Because I think it would fit from that.
This fits, you see here, I have 2 of the mini, the little baby ones, and there's still some left. So that I'll put in another, I'll put that in something else. That little amount, I'll be done using this like in the next 2 or 3 days. And then what I do, anytime I use like shea butter and anything, or the wax pellets, I'll get a paper towel and kind of wipe things out. Or rag that you're gonna put in the washing machine, because this here, I don't want it to clog like the sink.
Oh, good idea.
Wax, you know, I don't want it to clog the disposal. I don't know if that, maybe it wouldn't even, but it smells so good.
Oh my gosh, this is so awesome. I'm trying to scrape it out with my spatula and get every little bit. This hardened quick too. Wow, this is cool.
Oh yeah, it's real quick.
This is awesome, Jeanette. Wow, I'm so excited. All right, and that's that. I think we did it all. Let's see. All right.
Wasn't that fun?
That was so much fun. Thank you so much for teaching
I mean,
us.
like, look, the counter's a mess.
Yeah, let me tell you.
Okay.
Oh, goodness, that didn't break. We're good. We're okay. We're good.